Hey, it's Mrs. J here, blogger-in-chief of Prayer and Pedagogy.com. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you for joining me in this series, Fun Fridays in 5 minutes or less. So I am a complete word nerd, absolutely love Wordle, totally joined in on the Wordle addiction, no shame about it. And so I was super excited when I saw a couple of my kids talking about it, getting into it. And when I learned how to make your own Wordle, that was it. Had to do it, ran it with my kids today, absolutely loved it, and can't wait to tell you about it. So let's hop right into it. It's super easy, super fast, and I'm going to show you 2 different platforms that you can use to make your own Wordles because they both work for different reasons. Let's go. So the first website is flippity.net, and you may be familiar with this. If not, go check it out. There's so many amazing things that you can do using Flippity, and if you need any walkthroughs, just drop a comment below and I will totally create them because Flippity is awesome. But they have a new version called Wordmaster, and it is essentially a create your own Wordle. So you can see here from the demo that it looks just like the Wordle outline, and here's where you can put in your word. You type it in here and it will give you the same exact response that you would get if you were to put it in Wordle, and of course you'd make that process where you guess until you get the correct answer. And so what you want to do is go to the instructions so that you can create your own. It's so simple. You literally just type in the words here. Of course, I always advocate for keeping Google Docs for all of your vocabulary words so you can just copy, paste, and drop them in there. But it really is super easy. So I'm just going to type in a few words here. And one thing about this is that you can type words and they don't have to fit the 5-letter constraints of Wordle. And so I can put in words of various sizes. And then if you want to come down here, you can change the title and maybe give it something that helps students understand what the theme of the Wordle is, or the unit or the topic. And then that's it. You just click on generate, and now you have your first Wordle. And so it will do the words in the order that you type them in, and you can share this super easy using this button down here. And you will get a link that you can send out. You can use Google Classroom if that's your method. You can email it, and then my preferred version is doing the QR code. I love it because it creates this large and in charge QR code. So what I did was I had this QR code pasted up onto my slideshow that I use daily. And then I also took the link and I sent it out via our platform, which is Schoology, for any kids who didn't have a QR code device. And so it's super easy to share it out. And then students got started guessing on the words. Now, when I gave this to them, because I use it as a intro to our unit, I gave them clues about each of the words, and I'll drop a picture of what that looked like in right here. So this is what it looked like when it is up on the board for my kids to see. And I like to provide them with a clue because we're reviewing words, and I use this with my AVID kids and my history kids. I love the diversity because it's literally just whatever vocabulary fits what we're talking about. And so I posted up, they can scan the QR code, and then I also sent the link out through Schoology so that they could access it that way. And they had so much fun trying to use the clues to figure out the words, and it was a great time. So there are a couple of things to keep in mind if you're going to use the Flippity version, and you can see it down here in the FAQs. One, you can use words up until 10 letters, but one thing that is a little bit different from the actual Wordle is that there is no dictionary. And so players can literally type in whatever they want, including like random letters that don't even make words, in order to figure out what the word is. So depending on what you use, you may or may not care about that. But everything else is pretty much the same. Now, there is another platform I want to show you, and this is it. It is called mywordle.me. That was the old URL. They changed it. So the new URL is mywordle.strivemath.com. I'm going to remember mywordle.me because that's what I used first to discover this. But either one of them will bring you to this URL. And you can see right here from the jump, it allows you to make a custom Wordle. Now, the thing about this is a little bit different, is that you use a platform to create one word. And so it's not multiple Wordles, it's simply one. And so this would be really cool for like a word of the day or an exit ticket, or even if you were doing like a breakout room and the final clue, they have to put in the word in order to get it correct, because there's just one word here. And so if I make my Wordle, it will generate a link and it will only go to this specific word. So it's a little bit different from the Flippity, but I do like this platform because, copy that link. I like the way that it allows you to have the keyboard, and that is something that you don't get on the Flippity version, is the keyboard. Because for me, I know I like to see the keys and I like to be able to look at the letters, and it kind of helps me process. And so I like that you can see the keyboard. So if you were to take that link and share it out, open up a window there, then it would bring them to the platform, and then they would be able to click or to type in the letters. And so let's say that's my guess. It pops up just like a Wordle would, but I really do enjoy having the keyboard here because that really is useful for students to be able to hold in their mind what they use, what they haven't used, and what letters are left. And so I think this is a great platform, a little bit different, but still has its benefits. Now, there is no way that you can share this using the QR code, so you would have to go ahead and share out that link versus having it like posted up somewhere. And so I do like that about Flippy. Now, of course, you can always take the link and generate QR codes. And one thing I think that is really cool about this is that if you use a dynamic QR code, you could have kids do a word of the day with the vocabulary and just change out the QR code. And if you don't know anything about dynamic QR codes, I love them. So drop it in the comments. I will totally do a walkthrough on QR codes that are dynamic. They're an absolute lifesaver. But there you have it. 2 awesome ways that you can create custom Wordles in your classroom. I hope you found this useful. If you did, let me know with a like, a share, a comment, or a subscription. I hope you have fun introducing your kids to the word nerd power of Wordle. Thank you for joining me at the intersection of prayer and pedagogy. See you next time.